Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Based on the opening 2 weeks of the NHL regular season, the way that it's going, and do we expect it to continue to go the way that it's not with 32 teams? It's not.
No, it's not.
But you know who's going to miss the playoffs? And again, we could probably figure this out ourselves. We just look stupid. We're not stupid. According to The Athletic, the numbers they've run, the Edmonton Oilers will win the Pacific Division. Vegas will finish second, Calgary will finish third, and San Jose will finish fourth. Are you listening?
I am.
I meant them. I knew you were listening. I could see. The Seattle Kraken will miss by a smidge. And then it'll go Vancouver, LA, Anaheim. They got Anaheim last. What? Over in the Central Division, we all had Colorado to finish first, and it's, according to this, there's a 99% chance of Colorado winning the division. How can they say that? What if McKinnon gets COVID again? Could happen. Blues second, Wild third, Jets the fourth and final playoff spot. And then here's who will miss in the Central: Dallas, Nashville, Chicago, Arizona. They say Arizona has a 0% chance of making the play. How can you say that?
6 games into the year.
Maybe they'll suddenly get good.
Guys, park it. You're done.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show. Now.
So this was my weekend, by the way. This is why I'm so happy. I bought goalie equipment from Canadian Tire, street hockey gear.
The one question I asked, were you playing with a rubber puck at least?
No, of course not.
You had street hockey pads on and no protection other than
I wasn't even wearing a can.
How about that?
And I went stack my pads. I'm like, whoa, I got nothing on down here. I never thought that I would be leaving my pins. Seriously.
Wow.
And no mask.
Talk about putting them on the table.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
That was a great day. That was a great day playing outdoor hockey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not in a rush to do it again this winter, but welcome everybody to the RP Show. It is episode number 601 of Canada's daytime sports talk show. We welcome in all of Canada, but also the Canadian sports fans around the world. As I sit here, I know that we did not get to all the text messages on the program yesterday. There was a lot. And I remembered I wanted to open today's show with reading a couple of texts from yesterday's show.
Yeah.
Okay? That you haven't even heard.
Nope.
Moose. From the 531. Hi, I'm a new fan. Really enjoy your show. For Halloween, could both of you dress in your favorite costumes? Thanks. You're the best. Signed, Emil. That's the name, Emil. You don't hear the name Emil very often anymore.
No, but Emil is the Ukrainian, I don't know, small town Saskatchewan name. I know an Emil from back
wherever
home.
the 531 is, but
That's not back home.
the only Emil that I know is Emil the Cat Francis from North Battleford, Saskatchewan, the former New York Rangers goaltender, I believe, and general manager. So he's got his costume all lined up for tomorrow, right?
That's right.
And I guess I've got 24 hours to get mine. And I'm not going to be that wet blanket saying, I'm dressed as a sportscaster. You're not? I'll find something.
Okay.
Is that Halloween store open? You know, the store that only opens for a month out of the year?
Yeah.
Where is it?
There's a few all over. Spirit Halloween, yeah.
And from Ken in Saskatoon regarding yesterday's 600th show, he writes in and says, congratulations on 600 shows to you, Rod Dupes and crew. For my part, I come for the golden corral of sports talk and the meandering stories to be enlightened and entertained. So there are a few from our viewers celebrating yesterday's 600th show. Coming up today, it's going to be awesome. We've got Stanley Cup champion Tim Hunter. I think he played 1,000 games in the NHL and coached 1,000 games in the NHL. It's something like that. We'll get it sorted with Tim Hunter coming up. And Brendan Parker of Calgary Flames TV, calgaryflames.com. Looking forward to that. Known this guy a long time, as have you. Mm-hmm. And just a super guy. I'm looking forward to that chat. I will get to the viewer comments in a moment, but as you know, this is the warm-up for Ecode Electric. It's about Moose and I here. We get to the viewer comments later on. So you're welcome to chime in with yours. I'm just not going to acknowledge them at the time being. Can you hit the quick six show topics horn, please? Director Jordan. Number one, of course, is the talk of hockey today. Kyle Beach has stepped forward as John Doe 1 in the Chicago Blackhawks sexual assault investigation. Beach appeared on TSN Sports Center Wednesday night to identify himself as the first accuser of former Blackhawks video coach Brad Aldrich. He'd been named John Doe 1 in court documents related to the sexual assault in 2010. Beach from North Vancouver, BC, was selected 11th overall in the 2008 draft by Chicago. My commentary this morning on radio here has got people quite hot and bothered, and I just related how this hits close to home because Kyle Beach played for the Lethbridge Hurricanes, Spokane Chiefs, Everett Silvertips. I called his games. To see him on the screen breaking down with what he's been through was very tough. He never played in the NHL, but was a black ace for Chicago in 2010, and a lot of people don't even know what that is. Those are the extra guys that skate with the team. They're the, what would you call them? The extra guys.
They're the reserves. Like your team has the full roster, which is the guys that are playing every night and the guys in the press box that are the couple of scratches that can be called in, and then the black aces.
Right.
It's like the minor league affiliate to your Stanley Cup team that kind of, they don't practice with the team. They don't travel with the team for the most part. They're kind of on their own, but they're there as an emergency.
Right. Every team has them, and he was one of them with the Chicago Blackhawks in 2010. Practice with the team on a regular basis in case the team needed a replacement player, as you say. So I don't know if he got a ring or not. So this story has obviously been evolving. I've been listening to everybody's opinion. I've given my own. And as we sit here today, I ask if we can have a mature discussion, not get into name calling. You've been watching this show long enough, and I would think a lot of you people know me well enough to know that I don't get into name calling. I don't lose my cool on these things. You and I had a long meeting before the show here talking about how gut-wrenching it was for Kyle Beach to in that interview, how tough it was to watch. Yeah. And I unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not sure, I've become so desensitized to that because I spent 3 hours dealing with this stuff in another situation yesterday. It's terrible, just as a certified recovery coach that I am. So my take, and it's rare here, is that Joel Quenneville and Kevin Cheveldayoff, I don't need to say who they are, right? You all know now. I would hope you're following along with this. I don't think they should be suspended while the NHL investigation is ongoing. There's a lot of people that don't even understand what's going on. Somebody wrote in here and said, well, the investigation's closed, Rod. Oh, is it? Then why is Quenneville flying to New York today to talk to Bettman? Why is Cheveldayoff doing it on Monday? No, the investigation's still ongoing. And while it's ongoing, I think they should be allowed to do their jobs. And the more that I think about this, the more I read of the report, the more people come at me, the more I dig my heels in and say, Joel Quenneville's job then is as it is now, to coach the hockey team. Kevin Cheveldayoff's job then was to be the assistant general manager, which quite frankly doesn't come with a lot of authority. He was doing the salary cap crunching for the Chicago Blackhawks. So it was to the general manager, Stan Bowman, to look after this, and he didn't, and the team president, and he didn't, and they both are gone. And now people want a pound of flesh, and I think the only way Cheveldayoff and Quenneville lose their jobs is if the NHL wants to satisfy people by giving them their pound of flesh. I just have a real tough time with what I believe are good people going down and losing their jobs for the wrong reason, and that could very well happen. If out of these meetings, because I don't know what's going to happen between Quenneville and Bettman, but if Gary Bettman feels Quenneville was in the wrong, knew more than he should have done more, then he probably will lose his job. But while the investigation's ongoing, I think he should be allowed to coach. I listened to NHL radio this morning. Mike Johnston, whom I love, Scott Laughlin, whom I love, both said he should be suspended. Zig Fracassi said it on here yesterday. That's great that you feel that way. I don't agree. And by the way, clearly, nor do the powers that be, because Quenneville coached last night. Okay? So that's my take on this. And I'm willing to listen to everybody else's. The poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is, should Quenneville and Cheveldayoff be suspended while the NHL Blackhawks investigation is ongoing? Last I looked on Twitter, 77% were saying yes, they should be suspended. I'm not sure if I've convinced you otherwise, and that's fine. What's it on Facebook?
A lot tighter on Facebook, 57% saying yes on Facebook. So those are people who are watching our show right now. So you have convinced some people otherwise.
By the way, for the CFL fans that are waiting for your talk today, we're going to play Deal or No Deal here in hour one. I'm not pretty sure we're not going to get to it here in the warm-up for Recode Electric because this is what people are talking about today. So you have some thoughts on this. Those are mine.
Yeah, the interview was tough. You said it. Hard to watch, and you feel for the kid first. The big thing for me when it comes to whether it was Stan Bowman, John McDonough, Kevin Cheveldayoff, Al McIsaac, Joel Quenneville, is where does the responsibility go for allowing him to continue on, have the interaction with the intern that happened in the 3 weeks, then be allowed to continue on his career, go to USA Hockey, go to Michigan, go to Notre Dame, and continue to evolve as this bad guy and eventually get charged and have a worse incident. That's where the who's responsible. And so the Quenneville stuff's interesting because it never got taken care of. You know, at the top of that meeting when John McDonough is reported to saying, leave it with me, I'll take care of it. He's the team president with the most authority in the room. He is the senior guy in the room. So when the top guy is saying, I got it, most other people will look up and say, okay, you got it. We'll do, everybody's got to do their job and you do yours, which is to take care of this, which he didn't do. And now he's gone. The easiest thing in any situation to do right now is to light the whole house on fire and let everybody burn that was inside it. That's the easy thing to do. And that's what we all want to happen emotionally, right? When something happens, we just want to eliminate it all. Drop the bomb. Let's just blow the whole thing up.
Happens all the time.
But there's good people in there, too, that weren't necessarily at fault. But we don't really know. So for Quenneville, what I think was going to be asked in that meeting today with Gary Bettman, or if I'm Gary Bettman, it's like, what follow-up did you do? How much responsibility did you have afterwards when nothing was being done? Right? Because he said he was going to take care of it, but then a week later, 2 weeks later, Brad Aldridge is still there. Did you check in and say, is this guy good? Is he not good? He's still interacting with my players. Are we okay? What was happening in those coming days? That wasn't in the report, so I want to learn that. I'm sure we will. But for me, number 1 and 2, it's McDonough and that HR department, because the HR department, along with McDonough, let him resign. Right? Without none of this getting out, it still should have went to authorities to stop what happened in the future, because that's the biggest thing for me is the actions that were taken led to another interaction with an intern and then the actual criminal activity that happened in his future career.
For now, enough about that. Everybody has their opinion. That's ours. I'll just read from the Lamplighters. Rod, with all of this coming to light, do you see other situations that have been kept in the dark being brought into the public eye? Other guys coming forward about things, etc.? I have no idea. I don't have an answer to that. I don't know. That'll be up to the people that have a story to tell, I guess. From Northside YEG says, I'd love to hear what Rod and Darren think about the play of Mikko Koskinen last night. I've always been a football guy first. These guys have been around the game for years at every level. I was thinking about this, by the way, just this morning, that I'm working currently doing NHL stuff, WHL stuff, SJHL stuff. That's pretty, and university level too, hockey. That's pretty cool. Talking to a lot of people.
And I'm coaching some 9-year-olds too.
So between the two of us, we got it all covered. You can put up whatever comments, Clark, that you deem worthy on the screen. Dale Lugood, local hockey guy here watching, says, I think your comments are right on. The GM and president ultimately are the ones that should have taken these allegations to the authorities, police, and underlings like players work for that leadership of Bowman and Wirtz. Sad, terrible situation, but in today's world, the expectation is that someone steps up and reports the alleged wrongdoing, but it should be the leadership, i.e. GM, president. Okay, they all want to talk about the Oiler game last night. Anthony Cernak watching from the Energy City says, third star at Edmonton last night, kinda hot. From Roger Yee, morning gents, how about them Flames? Please let me gloat now as I know it won't last. Have a great day, Rod Squad. Okay, so we're moving on from the Quenneville Cheveldayoff stuff for now. Let me go in order with last night's games, okay? Willie Nylander scored on a breakaway in overtime as the Toronto Maple Leafs rallied past the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 at United Center. Toronto trailed 2-0 by the first intermission, but Johnny Tavares, the real Johnny Hockey, scored in the second, and David Kampf in the third to set up Nylander's heroics. Chicago winless in 7 to start the season.
How about that?
The Florida Panthers became the 14th team in NHL history to start 7-0 by beating the Boston Bruins 4-1 on Wednesday night. Yes, Joel Quenneville was behind the bench. In Washington, Robbie Fabry tied it early in the third period. Captain Dylan Larkin scored in overtime, and Detroit came back to beat Washington 3-2. How about those Hot Wings? They're not supposed to win. Did anybody tell them that?
Nobody told them.
You guys are supposed to be crappy. Yeah, settle down over there, Detroit. Alex Ovechkin also scored. The 738th of his career, putting him 3 back of Brett Hull for 4th on the NHL's all-time list. Evgeny Dadonov scored in overtime to give Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights, an overtime victory over the Dallas Stars. 3-2. Shea Theodore also scored for Vegas, followed by Jonathan Marchessault, who tied the game with a shot from the left faceoff dot with 1:02 to go in the third. Laurent Brossoit, making his first start for the Golden Knights, stopped 32 shots. Carter Hart's eagerness to stand tall in his return to his hometown of Edmonton paid dividends for the Philadelphia Flyers Wednesday night. Carter Hart made 34 saves in the Philadelphia net, and Cam Atkinson scored a pair of goals as the Flyers prevailed in a 5-3 slugfest against the Edmonton Oilers. Claude Giroux, Nate Thompson, and Sean Couturier also scored for the Flyers. I saw Connor McJesus scored for the Oil, but it wasn't enough. And the gentleman asked what we thought of the play of Mikko Koskinen. It was ruby red rotten again. But are we allowed to talk about Oiler goaltending because they get so upset up there when we talk about Mike Smith or Mikko Koskinen? You can't give away goals so easily. I'm watching the game last night, and I see Koskinen go out to play the puck, turns it over, boom, it's in their net. It's really hard to score in the National Hockey League, okay? It's actually really hard, unless your name's Connor McDavid. You can't be giving up goals so easily. And that's the thing with, and it wasn't just Koskinen, but I've said it. If you can't play the puck, don't go play the puck. I say it about Mike Smith. I say it about Marc-Andre Fleury. He's been terrible when he leaves the net, and it doesn't sink through to them. So I think at the end of the day, it's October. So Mikko Koskinen's not going to become a great puck-playing goaltender between now and the playoffs, but I think the defensive lapses, of which the Oilers still had a few last night, obviously, they took their eye off the puck. It was Atkinson's goal on the buzzer at the end of the second period. I know you were watching, Moose. It's little things with the Edmonton Oilers, little things that continue to cost them. And I think that they're getting older. I think that they're getting mature enough that the little things, by the time the playoffs roll around, I think they'll be cured of that. It's what cost them last year in the playoffs against Winnipeg. That Vegas Golden Knights don't take their eye off the puck. They don't. And the lone time that they did, Marc-Andre Fleury cost them the series against Montreal, and it was off of your head. In Edmonton, they're just allowed to keep making these mistakes all the time. And then they've addressed the needs of the team a little bit by restructuring a quarter of the roster. But I just think that they're not going to settle for this for long. So there's my long-winded explanation to what happened with the Edmonton Oilers. They're still learning painful lessons, but I think they're starting to set in. But Mikko Koskinen, stay in the net. We're 2 points into the quick six, okay? We haven't even got to football yet, so we'll do that next. Got a huge Thursday night football clash coming up, and also the World Series is 1-1. The warm-up's brought to you by Ecol Electric. Our annual fall promotion sale is on now with special pricing on hundreds of in-stock items. Ecol Electric, let's get to work. And we'll be right back on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to The Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Nestled in the scenic Quenneville Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Green. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Green Systems a call today.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersenshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. We are being very inclusive on the program today, bringing in all of your comments, whether we agree or disagree with you. And by the way, coming up here in the next segment, Tim Hunter, you know him, you love him. In an hour or two, Calgary Flames broadcast host Brendan Parker. So it's just going to be fantastic. But I'll mix in those comments, as I said. Rob Somerville is watching in Winnipeg. And he says, good morning, Rod Squad. Tuning in from the Peg. The Winnipeg Ice continue on their season-opening 11-game win streak. The Ice can break the WHL record for victories at the beginning of the season with a win in their next game. Winnipeg Ice at Edmonton Oil Kings. A classic Winnipeg-Edmonton showdown Friday night at Rogers Place. And they standing in their way of making history are the Central Division leading Edmonton Oil Kings and Dylan Ginther. When I was in Calgary, I had a guy say to me, I watch your show for the junior hockey talk. So there you go. It's over for the day. You can leave. I'm joking. I don't know. I might talk a lot more about it. From the general in Calgary, he wasn't here yesterday. I kind of enjoyed that. He says the Flames are hot. Rod cannot deny that. I'm not trying. Troy Colmer's watching in Toronto on the streaming feed. He says, I didn't even watch my Leafs play Chicago last night. It just didn't seem that important for me watching Beach speak about his experience and the lack of care from the NHL, its union, and the Blackhawks. And, everybody's dropped the ball. Well, I think we could agree on that.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the NHLPA and all of this. They dropped the ball,
Donald Fair, the union heads, come out and said
they were made aware.
They dropped the ball.
And he said it, yeah, absolutely.
Amanda Ruler checking in from the McMaster Marauders coaching staff in Hamilton. She says, good morning, team. Good morning, Amanda. How's those Marauders doing? Do we know?
They're pretty good.
Are they good? Well, of course. She's on the staff.
Of course.
Isn't this interesting? Zach Nelson checking in from Calgary, Alberta. He says, I don't mean to add Canada West football talk, but are the Calgary Dinos done and out of the playoffs, or will they make the playoffs? What do you mean you don't mean to add Canada West football talk and then ask a question? What do you mean? That's that whole, no offense, but you look really fat in those pants,
I don't
Darren.
mean to offend you.
How about that?
Which signals me to say, you're about to offend me. If you didn't mean to, you wouldn't have the follow-up.
It's a slight pet peeve of mine. You know what I mean? No offense, but da-da-da-da-da. What week are we in Canada West football? And do you have a game this weekend, by the way?
I do not. I have a week off.
You were supposed to have one.
Yeah. Don't bring it up.
Sorry to pick at a wound.
I hate not doing games. I want to do every game, okay? And I'm doing the playoffs. I'm doing the Hardy Cup, so I'm excited about that.
Right.
But I have a week off, but I'll be watching. Big one, Calgary, UBC. UBC's figured it out. Reminds me a lot. That team reminds me a lot of the 2015 Vanier Cup winning team. Bad start, good athletes, though, and Blake Neal, of course, getting them together. Wayne Harrison, Calgary, they're a really good football team, but they've had some struggles. Their defense is young, but they're going to be okay. Manitoba lost. They play Saskatchewan in Winnipeg. That was one of the games I was going to potentially be at. That will be very good. It's a battle for first place. The Saskatchewan Huskies, Manitoba Bisons, and then the Alberta Golden Bears are home to the Regina Rams. One of those teams is not going to make the playoffs.
Very nice synopsis there. Bravo.
Thank you.
I was going to say, I asked for the time, not how to build a watch, but
I wrapped it up.
That was so good. That was so good. I can't even say that.
Thank you.
Just ahead of Deal or No Deal, Canada's favorite game show. Thursday night football tonight. I'm getting a little excited about this. It's the Green Bay Packers at the Arizona Cardinals tonight on Thursday night football. #TNF, 8:20 p.m. Eastern. The Packers 6-1. The Cardinals 7-0. They will not have J.J. Watt. His season's done, don't you know, with shoulder surgery, and that's not good. The opening line, according to BetRegal.net, Cardinals by 6.5. Deal or no deal?
No deal.
Okay.
No deal. Green Bay's without Devontae Adams, too, their star wide receiver. So that's why the spread's so high. I think Arizona still wins the game, but not by a touchdown.
Aaron Rodgers could conceivably go into State Farm Stadium, which I believe it's called now, and if they win tonight, say, I still own you. Because all time, the Packers are 45 wins, 26 losses, and 4 ties against the Arizona Cardinals. But this is the best Arizona Cardinals team of all time.
Yeah.
See the intrigue tonight? Fox and NFL Network has the broadcast, if you care. My cousin Christine's watching in Medicine Hat. She says, deal. She'll take the deal. The Cardinals are going to win by 6.5. I'm with you. No deal.
Here's the betting thing, though, the lingo when it comes to teams. And I heard this once. Good teams win, great teams cover.
Yeah.
So if the the Cardinals win, that's cool. They're good. If they cover the spread, that's another sign they're a great team. So they win by 7 or more, they're a great team. Good teams win, great teams cover. I heard that, and I never forget it.
That's like my accountant who says, pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Very good rule of thumb there. There's a reason cliches have stuck around for so long. Okay. We're going to play the Canadian Football League version of Deal or No Deal, okay, as we head into Week 13 of the three-down game, the glorious three-down game. It's a Friday night football doubleheader. Are you ready, Moose?
I'm ready.
You're so good at this betting thing. I suck at it. Calgary is at Ottawa, the first game Friday night. The Stampeders are favored by 11 points. Deal or no deal?
Deal.
You're taking the deal.
Taking the
Stamps will win by 11 or more.
I don't like big spreads, but I'll take it.
Friday night, Hamilton at Edmonton. Classic battle of the Ticats and the Elks. Ticats are favored by 5.5 points. Deal or no deal?
Easy deal. Deal.
Wow,
I'm taking the deals. Yeah.
Okay, we move to the Saturday doubleheader. The BC Lions are at the Toronto Argonauts. The Argos are favored by 3.5 at BMO Field. Deal or no deal, sir?
I want them all. Deal.
You're taking the deal. The Argos will win by 3.5 or more.
Yeah.
And this is where you need to put your thinking cap on.
Oh.
Saturday night, it closes with the Saskatchewan Roughriders at the Montreal Alouettes. The Rough Riders are favored by 1.5 points. The Alouettes have won 4 in a row. How about that? Deal or no deal? Deal or no deal? Riders by 1.5.
No deal. No deal.
What do you got? Montreal's going to win, you think?
Yeah, I think by a field goal. I think it'll be close. Now,
just say betregal.net. Make your picks. Play the free sports book. They sponsor and partner with us on Deal or No Deal, the exclusive betting partner of the Rod Pedersen Show and the CFL. Back to you.
That's the end of the clip. And this is where I say last week I went 0-4. So I didn't do so hot on the Deal or No Deal last week. So we'll see. This week we're looking better.
Well, you're still better than me.
Okay.
Other notes. The Houston Astros have come away with a split of the opening 2 games of the World Series. Jose Altuve doubled early, homered late, and scored twice as the Astros whipped the Braves 7-2. Altuve hit a leadoff double and scored in the first inning before adding a solo homer in the 7th. Meanwhile, Fred VanVleet had a season-high 26 points and a career-high 10 rebounds. And the Toronto Raptors beat the Indiana Pacers 118-100 at Scotiabank Arena. It was the Raps' first home win of the year. Toronto hadn't won at home since February 23rd, 2020. And we all know why. And I can't believe that we got through all the topics here unscathed, largely. Mm-hmm. And I'll continue to say that this is the warm-up as we just now got through our Quick Six show topics. The Quick Six warm-up is brought to you by Cold Electric. Again, our annual fall promotion sale is on sale now with special pricing on hundreds of in-stock items. Cold Electric, let's get to work. Now, exhale. Whatever you want to talk about, because I wanted to get through all of what I wanted to talk about. That's a lot of topics on the table here. The Kyle Beach stuff, the Quenneville, Cheveldayoff stuff. I see the whopping vast majority are saying that Quenneville and Chevy should be suspended while the NHL completes its investigation into the Chicago thing. I'm in the 23% of saying no, they should not be suspended, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with being a fish swimming upstream.
On that, too, it's our human nature, too, is we just want to know that people care. We want to know that people care about Kyle Beach. We care that this happened. We don't want it to happen again. That's largely, I think, what people really want and where a lot of this emotion comes from. This shouldn't have happened, but it did. And we don't want it to happen again. And because, action wasn't taken at the time, it did happen again. So now what's going to happen to make sure that it's not going to continue to happen in other locker rooms and in other levels of hockey or in sport in general? So I think that's what people want. And so when the story comes out and the Blackhawks release their investigation and Stan Bowman resigns pretty quickly before, as a society, we have a chance to react. He resigns, does what he needs to do, and takes responsibility. Stan Bowman does. John McDonough is not with the team anymore.
That was the president.
I'm assuming that HR department's no longer there, or it's been different people. It's 11 years. So this all comes out, and then we hear Kyle Beach, and then there's no action that can be taken because the people responsible are already gone. So now we're sitting here being like, well, somebody's got to pay. But perhaps the people who are responsible have already paid. And so now there's no more action. So it feels like we're doing nothing once we hear about this, when in fact, perhaps the action's already been taken. But now Gary Bettman's going to find out where Joel Quenneville really fits in all of this. The unsettling part, obviously, is that quote about distractions. He didn't want any distractions. At least that was reported. We don't know exactly the extent of that because the report is kind of vague at times. And all of the accounts of it don't line up 100%. So that's why Gary Bettman's having the conversation now. The NHL is now doing their own investigation because the Blackhawks did theirs. The NHL is now doing theirs. So we'll see where it goes. Probably when we're on the air tomorrow, we'll know some info about Joel Quenneville's future.
Jeff, the Stamps fan, says they should be suspended, not out of a prejudged punity, but because their presence is a huge distraction. To whom? The Panthers beat Boston 4-1 last night. They're 7-0. Best start in franchise history. This has been hanging over their heads. A distraction to whom? Again, everybody's welcome to their opinion. We just don't necessarily need to agree with everybody else. And again, because he was on the bench last night, there are those that clearly agree with me because I don't think he needs to be suspended while this investigation is ongoing. You had a point?
No, I think, it's kind of up to the teams at that point. I mean, the NHL could step in and do it. They have their own plan here. They're going to meet with the two guys. And that's, you got to pick a lane and go with it. The teams have the opportunity to decide whether Chevy and Q stick around in their current roles while this is happening. It's up to those teams, I think, to make that decision, and then clearly they have.
Comment of the day. Rick Regan, our big voice guys watching in Wichita, Kansas. Can you just hit something with Rick's voice so people know what he is?
How about that? Spicy.
That guy.
Bob's your uncle.
That guy. He says, would people feel this way if it was them in the position of the coaches? Does the team need to maintain any level of loyalty to these guys? Well, they're employed by other teams now from where the incident occurred, but that's the whole... Oh, Rick, you watch this show enough to know my thoughts on that. People want others to burn at the stake, but until then they make a mistake. Oh, no. Beg for mercy. Of course, that's society. Well, but we got a break.
Yeah. If I'm the Panthers right now, I'm having my own little investigation to find out,
They probably already did.
They probably already did. And if this is my guy now, it's not about, okay, it's more about, if this happens in our locker room, how are you going to handle it? Would you have swept this under the rug in our organization? So we'll find out later.
Tim Hunter joins us next. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rob.
Welcome back, everybody. We are on the air again here in hour one of Canada's daytime sports talk show. Sliding over to get my Rice University logo displayed for you. Thank you, Rice Owls, for the gift when we were down in Houston in that time when we could travel freely, remember? We're awaiting the arrival of Tim Hunter. You know him, you love him. 815 career NHL games with the Flames, Nordiques, Canucks, and Sharks. Stanley Cup champion in 1989. And an assistant coach with the Capitals, Sharks, Leafs, and then head coach of the Moose Jaw Warriors. Who the Warriors got tomorrow night? Do we know? I'm going to be there. Doesn't really matter who the opposition is. But Clark said he has yet to hear from Tim Hunter this morning. So you know what? That's fine. Because I'm actually enjoying the rapport, the rapping going back and forth between myself and the viewers. Now, the funny thing is, they got Medicine Hat tomorrow night? Thank you. Moose has left the bunker. You want to go to the wide shot? Because him and Tim Hunter have a thing. And maybe later on in the program today, I'll get Darren to recount the story, because it's a hell of a story. I think Tim Hunter threatened Darren physically in the bowels of SaskTel Center in Saskatoon prior to a Blades Warriors playoff. As a matter of fact, I know that he did. So Darren is very touchy around interviews with Tim Hunter, which incidentally, Darren was right in that whole thing. He usually is. We've been spending a lot of time on the Blackhawks thing. I'm saying Quenneville and Cheveldayoff should not be suspended. It's not a popular opinion. That's fine. I got big shoulders and thick skin. I see Brian Dodge is watching in Dodge City, Florida. He says, Rod said it best yesterday. It's been 11 years. There's no reason to rush now. Let's get it right. Because Darren was saying they wanted to expedite this latest investigation, get it dealt with and move on fast. And I'm like, well, that's not... Never a real good policy right there. James in Borden, Manitoba says, I'm so happy you guys defended Chevy. He was the salary cap guy at the time, and I bet his opinion was not even asked at that meeting. Not everyone was a social justice warrior in the early 2000s, so shut up. If you missed the warm-up, I said it wasn't Quenneville's job to sort this situation out. It was not Chevy's job to sort it out at the time. Is that what they're saying? I'm not sure. Bettman wants to know, how much did you know? but I had a sexual abuse victim text me overnight, I guess. I woke up and it was on my phone from him, and he goes, why didn't they go to the police then or at any point? Obviously, they did eventually because Aldrich ended up in jail. Yeah, no. I'm good with him now. Yeah. But you tell me when he's ready. Is he ready? Okay. We got him. Tim Hunter. Always love chatting with you, my friend. Your name comes up quite often, by the way. Always in good regards. How you doing, Coach? And there's no sound. You got us? Tim, can you hear us?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Ah, we got you. Okay, listen,
Sorry,
man.
I'm a little late, but I never thought. Yeah, I can hear.
No, a significant delay. Clark's telling me in the interview. Well, are they ready to go for a break at Game Plus? Should I read a sports update now? What should we do? Everything's happening. Okay, the World Series is tied 1-1 after Jose Altuve doubled early, homered late, and scored twice in the Astros 7-2 win over the Atlanta Braves last night. Tonight is an off day, a travel day. As we know, Joel Quenneville scheduled to meet with NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman today to discuss the Florida Panthers coach's role in a sexual abuse scandal rocking the Chicago Blackhawks. The meeting's supposed to be 2 p.m. Eastern. There are 9 games around the NHL tonight, with 4 games featuring Canadian teams. First up, the Flames visit Pittsburgh. Later, Phillies in Vancouver. The Montreal Canadiens continue their trip out west with a stop in San Jose. And the Winnipeg Jets are in Los Angeles. Packers linebacker Devondre Campbell faces his old team tonight as Green Bay visits the Arizona Cardinals. Campbell's flourished in his first season with the Packers, team-high 67 tackles to rank 5th in the NFL. America's Game of the Week might be tonight. Green Bay at Arizona, 8:20 p.m. Eastern on Fox and the NFL Network. The sports update for Ballers Rec Room. Check out our brand new line of games. Book your group or business Christmas party now for the Tap Brew House and drive-through liquor store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. Back with Tim Horton. Wouldn't that be something?
How about that?
Tim Hunter. Next, it's the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalfordlincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG. always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Okay, we are back. It is hour one. It's the final segment. Normally, viewer takeover, but we're moving in Tim Hunter, longtime NHL player, coach, WHL veteran head coach. There we got him. How you doing, Coach? Glad to chat with you today. Where are you at?
I'm driving through Montana.
Ah, how are things down there?
Well, you never thought you'd go 45 minutes without internet connection until you drove through Montana.
Right? Hey, listen, your name comes up all the time. I was in an airport coming home from Florida, met a guy in the bar. I was just having a hamburger. And he was a hunter from Spokane, a retired firefighter. You'd know him, Craig Mueller, big guy. He was going hunting caribou in St. John, Newfoundland. And he said that he knew you from San Jose, that he had lived there for a while. You remember that guy? He had nothing but great things to say about you, Coach.
Oh, I don't remember that guy, but yeah, it's great. Great people remember me.
Talk like your
I have
best
a face
friends.
You can't forget.
Well, of course.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Talk like I'll send you a photo of him. Tim, what is your take on this Chicago Blackhawks situation here right now and the fallout?
Well, in reality, it's a travesty that it happened, and it's gone on 11 years, and there's been nothing done about it, and it's finally come to a head. And regardless, moving forward, it's going to be a landmark thing that changes people's mind, changes policies, changes the way business is done. And I think it's a shame it's so late, but it's a good thing. And it was wonderful to listen to the comments yesterday, and the young man come out and make his statement coming away from John Doe to who he really is.
Do you think that Quenneville and Chevy should be allowed to continue their jobs while the investigation's underway? I've said yes. It's an unpopular opinion, but that's mine. What's your take on this? Obviously, as you know, Q coached last night.
Well, it's always interesting when people, they either lie or they say the wrong thing. And it's, to protect themselves, protect somebody, or they've been told to do so. So we'll find out what the real reason for all that is. And, Joel is a wonderful guy. I don't know Chevy. And I'm sure he'll have say about it to redeem himself. Like I said, it happened. They swept it in, hoping it would get addressed later. But these things all top and wouldn't make the right decision. And they're the ones to ultimately blame for this down the line. Obviously, the people above these do that when you're in a totem pole. You try to protect because you're afraid of what's if you don't. But that's no excuse. in this situation at all.
It's funny, Tim, because your internet's breaking up just a little bit, and I can't speak for all the viewers. I'm sitting here hanging on your every word. I love it. And we got enough of what you said. And I don't know Joel Quenneville, but I know Chevy well enough. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about Joel Quenneville, and Chevy is that man of integrity. He's a great guy, too. Like you say, just a very unfortunate situation. And when we talk about this, I've often wondered why. Go ahead. Did you have a comment on that before I move on, or?
No.
I just wondered how you living at Buffalo Pound, taking pictures of geese flying overhead or wildlife. I'm like, why would he want to live in semi-isolation? I'm like, now I get it. Or be in Montana in a stretch of 45 miles without internet. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's not this, right? I mean, it's just wild. How is your life right now, given all those things? And we lost him. Man! Montana, of all things. Can we get John Dutton to buy the telephone company and get better internet down there? Anyways, what do you say? Quenneville, great guy. It's unfortunate when guys have to lie or get told to say things. Are you starting to understand a little bit more of what goes on behind the curtain here? We're going to have to go back and, for our interns that are writing stories on these interviews, everything that Hunter said was great. It got choppy, but we got the gist of it. Okay, we got him now. Okay, we got lots of time here in the interview. Are you done on the...
Sorry.
No, you're good. Are you done on the Blackhawks thing, or can we move on to actual on-ice stuff?
Oh, whatever. I think it's very interesting, and it's a great education for everyone for any situation moving forward that comes along like this, to reveal the truths and not hide.
Yeah. Dang, we just can't do it. I feel like Dave Hodge here. And it had to be with Tim Hunter, right? Why couldn't it be with somebody we didn't really care to hear from? But we always have the best guest. That's what we do here. The general in Calgary says, I thought we learned from Sheldon Kennedy and Theron Fleury. Saddens me that it happened again. Like, here's the whole thing. You can run around and have summits and investigations. It's what progress is being made here. Believe me, I could sit and talk about this all day, and I think you could sit here and watch it all day. And by the way, can you thank Tim for the time? I mean, we got some great comments out of him on this. Last minute of play in the first hour. Brought to you by Manscaped. From the 204, Randy from the Peg writes in a few things. He says, Rod, tell us the Hunter Dupont story. I'll roll that over into hour two because I've got less than a minute here, obviously, and it's going to take longer than that. It's a hell of a story, though. Tim Hunter versus Darren Dupont. Who would you take in that fight? From Metal Shingle Guy. So do those fed pigs get fat? LOL. Good spin on the good teams, great teams. Holy smokes, boys. Yeah, it's been quite a show today. And I think hour two is going to be fantastic. Brendan Parker, the Flames, will be with us. Stick around after this break on Game Plus TV and YouTube and Facebook Live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
No.
So this was my weekend, by the way. This is why I'm so happy. I bought goalie equipment from Canadian Tire, street hockey gear.
The one question I asked, were you playing with a rubber puck at least?
No, of course not.
You had street hockey pads on and no protection other than
I wasn't even wearing a can.
How about that?
And I went, stacked my pads. I'm like, whoa, I got nothing on down here. I never thought that I would be leaving my pins. Seriously.
Wow.
And no mask.
Talk about putting them on the table.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome, everybody, to Canada's daytime sports talk show. We're coming at you from the bunker here in the NHL's Bermuda Triangle. The Moose is back, and you don't even know this, but they were requesting, well, not you necessarily, but stories about you near the end of hour one.
Shoot, I'm ready.
For those that are just tuning in, you missed a lot in hour one. Tim Hunter joined us from the side of the road in Montana. And you want to know why or what the deal was? I just wanted to have a good old hockey talk with Tim Hunter. We've become good friends. And which we'll get to that too. But the internet was so crappy and choppy, we could barely get to it. His quotes came through, Darren, and they were amazing. You saw a portion of the interview, right? But then you were on the phone.
I saw the interview.
Talking about the Chicago Blackhawks situation. And there's a whole lot of people running around talking before they're thinking, and that might include me. I don't know. But Jordan, you were watching on YouTube, says 100% Chevy and Quenneville need to be suspended. Anyone who argues against that needs to check themselves and then go read all 100-plus pages of that report. That's Jordan's opinion. But they're not suspended. while the investigation's ongoing. See what we're saying here? There's a difference. Don Degelman writes in on Facebook and he says, I liked Tim's comments. So to our interns that are watching right now, whoever's writing the article on that interview, Andrew or Olivia, it was choppy, but the comments came through, and they were great. Like, Tim's giving you a behind-the-curtain look at what's going on. I hope you people were listening to what he was saying.
Yeah. It'll be a little difficult to transcribe because some of it, when it got choppy, to find out
But the good stuff was in there.
But the good stuff, there was some good stuff in there for sure. You know, and that was, he pointed out, the Quenneville stuff is interesting because we don't really know. This interview that he's going to have with Gary Bettman, which is going to be in about an hour, I believe, will be very interesting. We'll find some details perhaps this afternoon. At least, you know, tomorrow we'll probably have more info to talk about it, so it'll be a good show to watch, especially early on. You know, the stories aren't lining up, right? In that meeting, it was said that, you know, he wanted the distraction. He's denying knowing about it, you know. So it's about who's lying, who's not lying, what are they saying. Tim's a great resource for that. He's been in these rooms.
Exactly.
He's
That's
been
the
in the
point.
National Hockey League. So
yeah, the interview, while it wasn't smooth, was good enough. He gave us some real pearls, and Tim Hunter has promised to come back again. But here's his deal. He's living at a lake in remote Saskatchewan. And for a while, I thought, why would you want to live there? Now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I so get it. So anyways, he was driving to Mesa, Arizona. He was actually in Mesa, Arizona, and then he's coming back from Mesa, Arizona, and he's coming through Montana, and the internet's crappy there. What a shock. From B. Henderson, watching on YouTube, says, Quenneville's choices, put the team under the bus or go for the Stanley Cup. The cup should be taken away from that team and the record books. Yeah, but it's not going to be. See? And that's all. It's totally. It's cool that everybody has their opinion. It's as long as we can keep it mature and stay away from name calling and getting. Can we discuss things without getting angry?
Well,
is that a possibility? Because I know I can.
What's wonderful in life and business and everything else is, guess what? In that situation, they should have been able to do both. They should have been able to take care of this bad situation and continue on and win a Stanley Cup. But somebody didn't do their job and didn't take care of that situation. And that's what the league's trying to figure out. Who is all at fault? If they determine Joel Quenneville to be at fault and being a reason, a big enough reason why this was allowed to continue on and these other people were allowed to get hurt, then as you mentioned last hour, Quenneville will be gone. But right now we're trying to figure that out. We know
I'm not arguing that.
We know McDonough was a problem. We know the HR department was a big problem. We know Stan Bowman was a problem. They're gone. Now we're trying to figure out if these other guys, you know, were a problem or if that was the responsibility.
Yeah, and by the way, for the comprehension challenge people, I'm not saying Quenneville should get away scot-free. I'm saying while they're investigating him, he should be able to continue to coach. Capiche? Jennifer Illingworth, watching from the Four Seasons Sports Palace, says, I'm on the fence with the suspension thing. Well, that's cool. I'm not trying to sway anybody to either side. I'm just saying what I think about it, what my opinion is. Troy Comer, watching in Toronto, says it seems like Tim Hunter was insinuating that the secrets and lies within the NHL coaches and boardroom hold back any progress with sexual assaults, mental health, addiction, etc. He goes on to say, we need transparency and truth in all business organizations to progress as a society. It happens everywhere. Hallelujah. And if you can find a way, I'll say it again with what Kyle Beach's lawyers said yesterday. Can we shed this animalistic mentality in pro sports that values winning and greed and devalues human beings? If you can find a way to do that, miss, there'll be a special place for you in heaven. Because that's the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
People covering up, people saving each other's jobs, covering each other's asses, their own asses. Anyways, from the Puck and Pigskin podcast, hey, Rod, what are your thoughts on Dustin Tokarski, Cam Talbot, and Karahat for Team Canada in the Olympics? What do you call what?
I think we would be in
We'd be in deep doo-doo?
We'd be in some trouble. Now, Tokarski's playing well in Buffalo. Cam Talbot's off to a good start. Carter Hart.
Connor Ingram has never lost an NHL game.
Right. So should he be in the conversation?
He's only started one. But.
Like, I hope Dustin Tokarski is going to lead Buffalo to a great season and into the playoffs, and Craig Anderson's there too. But, I mean, we're really grasping at straws if we're going that far down the depth chart.
I think you're right. Carter Hart for sure. He's my guy. He didn't even mention the Flower, which incidentally is fine. He wasn't on the Olympic team in 2014 when he was in the middle of winning Stanley Cups. Are we going to have a camp, or are we just going to invite guys and pick the team?
I hope we have a camp. I think there's a camp.
Like, how many goalies we bring into camp?
4?
Is
6? Well, yeah, but it's not a camp list, is it? That's just the long list of guys they're looking at right now.
Cam Talbot, to me, sorry.
And Dustin Tokarski are not on the list. No, Tokarski and Talbot are not on the list.
Okay, there's an eligibility thing Clark is saying. Why does everybody hate Braden Holtby but me?
I know.
You guys won a Stanley Cup, for God's sakes.
Not that long ago either.
By the way, people want to talk still about the Chicago thing, and I get it. And this is our morning/afternoon coffee session, and that's fine. Do you feel like we're in a coffee shop, greasy diner in some small Saskatchewan town?
A little bit.
We never did get that door chime. We're jumping all over the place here like whack-a-mole. But Joseph St. Armour, watching on Facebook, says, the cup should not be taken away. As disgusting as it is, the players still played and earned the cup. Sadly, even bad people can be a good hockey player. That's a whole other avenue. He's bang on. There's a whole other avenue. You're a terrible human being, but you can shoot a puck or kick a field goal, or do you know what I mean? So you're on the team. That's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
For Mike Greenberg, whom I have a lot of respect for, but he's the morning host of ESPN's Get Up, he was the guy saying this taints the Chicago Blackhawks 2010 Stanley Cup win, this whole situation. And I say, no, it does not. That's an insult to everybody else that was not involved in this. I equate it to the 1989 Swift Current Broncos. Is that tainted because of Graham James? Nobody's ever even talked about that. That would be an insult to the Tim Tisdales and the Joe Sakic's and the Sheldon Kennedys. We don't taint the 89 Memorial Cup. We even talk about Graham James as with regards to that. Do we?
No.
If I may, the last Saskatchewan team to win the Memorial Cup. We even talk about Graham. So anyways, again, everybody has an opinion. Everybody's welcome to it. But we don't necessarily all have to agree with it. They're on me about Braden Holtby. The general in Calgary says he was awful in Vancouver, though, Rod. He was only there a year, and everybody was awful in Vancouver. Everybody is still awful in Vancouver. They might finish dead last in the Pacific Division. They're that awful. Don't put that on Braden Holtby. Jordan Ewart on YouTube, who's one of our bigger supporters, says this has nothing to do with the cup. This is a sexual harassment issue that was not managed properly. Absolutely. Bingo. Hey, it's 11:11, by the way. Did you know? I always glance down and look. What do we say? Ding. Be aware of your thoughts.
We need a sound effect of the heavens opening up.
Ah!
That exact one. Not a internet sound. That replay.
From Jeff the Stamps fan. He says the NHL has a real issue on its hands now, which is why the CFL is so awesome. Everything is rosy. From Nick Nielsen. You know Nick Nielsen? He's the voice of the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
He writes in and he says, I'll try and switch it up for a second. Saskatchewan Roughriders. Apparently they've got a lot of confidence through this week after beating Calgary. If that's actually true, is it a deserved confidence? or should Riderville be as uneasy as I am about this next game? Totally taking a detour, which is fine. It's what we do here. And Nick's a good guy. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are favored by 1.5 points at the Montreal Alouettes Saturday night in what has been deemed Canada's game of the week. And the Moose says, don't take the deal. Don't take the bait. You're saying Montreal's going to win at home.
They've got a little swagger. They're at home. It's a long road trip for Saskatchewan. I think they're in tough, but there's a lot of paths to victory here for the Riders. You know, Duke Williams is getting back into the lineup. You know, his second game, going to get moving a little bit more. I think he'll be more involved. I think Shaq Evans will be more involved. It's going to be a really good football game. But Montreal's hot. They're really hot. So I'm surprised that Montreal wasn't favored in the football game. But, yeah.
All the CFL fans just came alive. They were lying in wait with their comments. And we can come back with a little more of that talk in the second block. But this is what I want to do here because the people asked for it. You got 2.5 minutes, Moose, in this second hour brought to you by Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm. They want to know the Tim Hunter, Darren Dupont story. You knew that they wanted it.
Yes.
You got to hear this.
There was no physical threatening at all. There was no physical harm from Tim Hunter. No.
Can we say that there was?
We can say it. Tim, I don't need any allegations against Tim Hunter. But it was, I can't remember the year, but I was the color commentator for the Saskatoon Blades on the radio. I also did Shaw games. Tim and I built, I thought, a really good relationship doing the hockey games. I'd go into his office. He would tell me stories about coaching in Washington and in Toronto, about being an amateur or a recreational pilot. All these things. I got to know Tim Hunter, and I'd sit in his office for 30, 40 minutes at a time.
Get to the good stuff,
It was
Dupont.
amazing. I'm just setting it up.
I know you are.
So, on your website, I was writing a weekly WHL 10 Things column. And it was playoff time, and I was doing predictions. And I predicted the Blades were playing the Moose Jaw Warriors, Tim Hunter's Moose Jaw Warriors, and I predicted the Blades to win in 4 games, to sweep them. But I said, look at Moose Jaw, blah, blah, blah. They're a good team, but they're dealing with this guy's hurt, and this guy's hurt, and this guy's out. And the Blades are really good, and it's their time. I said it's going to be a really tight, hard-fought series, but the Blades, I could see them winning in 4 games. So I'm picking Blades to sweep.
You said a hard-fought sweep. That was the term.
A hard-fought sweep. And I got, like James Gallo, the voice of the Warriors, like, that's a contradiction. How can it be a hard-fought sweep? Well, James, after the 4 games, 2 of them went to overtime.
They were all one-goal games.
I think they were all one-goal games or really close.
But didn't he swear at you, Hunter? Didn't he?
So I was...
Back me up on this.
He did... He didn't swear. Okay, do we want a good story or do we want the right story? He went up one side.
I just snorted.
I'm sitting in the hallway in the SaskTel Center about to interview Tim after the first intermission. We interview the visiting coach. And he comes out, and I'm going to interview the assistant. And Tim goes, he's like, oh, so you think we're going to get swept, eh? Real good, real good. And he just was talking, and he was not impressed that I picked them to get swept. But he read the column. So Mark O'Leary does the interview. I'm like, oh, Tim's kind of hot, eh? I hope he's okay. I didn't mean anything.
The assistant coach did the interview.
Yeah, which he always does. The assistant coach always does. So Tim kept talking. His voice is trailing off, eh? As he's going to the coach's room. So after the game, the media's huddled around, and I'm going to go get in the scrum. And he wouldn't have it. He's like, nope, you're not welcome in our scrum anymore. You're not for you. So
no interview for you.
No interview for you. So I didn't interview him. Didn't talk to him the rest of the series. It was really awkward. Never talked to him since until he came on our show, like a year ago? Year and a half ago?
Yeah, and it was great. And Al Miller.
And it was great.
But the Warriors hand-delivered this, if we can get the camera on it, if I can read the card right, this Braden Point bobblehead from the Warriors, they hand-delivered it over here, their staff, and it was hilarious. You weren't here that day.
I was gone. I was on the road.
It's a good thing Dupont's not here because I don't know if we would have come over here with Dupont was here. And I'm like, why? Well, he predicted that we were going to be swept by the Blades. But you were. Like I said, we got all time of the day if you want to tell us when we're wrong. But he was right.
And I thought I was being respectful, too.
Yeah.
But I was, anyways.
You're a scrum lurker.
I'm a scrum lurker.
You were turned into a scrum lurker.
I've always been a Tim Hunter fan until he didn't like me anymore
But now you're a fan
for a period, and now I'm a fan again.
We'll be right back. On the way, Brendan Parker from Calgary Flames TV. It is Canada's daytime sports talk show broadcasting from the NHL's Bermuda Triangle, and you're watching on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? We have something really special. Holy.
It's pretty impressive.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalfordlincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Whatever you want to talk about, I'd like to talk about it with you. And the Moose here, we were just reading the article in The Athletic today. I've told my friends about it. A lot of them don't know about it. The Athletic, so I read them the articles. And this was on the success of some other digital streaming talk shows in this country by name, Winnipeg Sports Talk. They interviewed Michael Remis and Andrew Hustler Patterson from that show. They interviewed Sakaros and Price from what they're doing out there in Vancouver. And, of course, there's us here. And while I say that those guys are friends with all of us, and there's no doubt, I've been on all their shows, nobody has the viewer interaction that we have. That is a guarantee, as my mom would say. So, yeah, glad to have you aboard. Glad to have you keeping us in business. And let's not forget that we're the trailblazers of the whole damn thing. I do want to... What?
Nothing. It's good.
Truth hurts?
No, it's good.
Derek Cousins writes in on Twitter, and he is a huge supporter of ours. I don't give this guy enough kudos. He is first and foremost, thank you to Kyle Beach for being able to share his story so that it doesn't happen again. Moose, thanks for the U Sports update.
Welcome.
Not enough of that. How about those Nolan Meyer-led Blades? The Saskatoon Blades. Their goalie, Nolan Meyer, has set a franchise record for wins. And if you want to get down on some junior hockey talk right now, I'm your guy. And he's the Blades guy. And can I say this? Because you were at the microphone with me Friday night.
I was.
Man, are we all over the place, eh?
Yep.
My brother and a few other guys said, you like that? Look at this. What?
What? You kept the little accent going.
My brother and a few other guys, they said that the Pats would have won Friday night if it wasn't for Nolan Meyer. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe.
A lot of shots.
I do have a mind for these things. 39-30 were the shots in favor of God's team. The Regina Pats outshot the Saskatoon Blades 39-30. That's not a whopping margin.
No.
So I'm not totally sure that I go like that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Like, my brother might be upset. I'm not going to out him on this, but I'm just going to say it this way. I can count on these two hands for sure the amount of guys that I can have a real serious junior hockey talk with, and my brother's one of them. I could name the other guys if you want. Jared Dumba, Brooks Paisley, Jason Baker. Less than 10's not a lot in a market this size, but it is what it is. And we were just talking about Bedard and how frustrated is he? Does he look frustrated? What's going on with the Pats? They've lost 7 in a row. People care.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. From the people in Winnipeg. From Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg. He says, why do people from Sask pronounce guarantee that way? It's just my mom.
A guarantee?
Yeah, she has all kinds. That's just my mom. And I speak like her to honor her because she's not with us anymore. A guarantee. A chauffeur. Darren's my chauffeur. I refer to the couch as a Chesterfield because my mom did.
Yes. I haven't heard Chesterfield since my Nana was around.
Can I get a serviette, please?
Serviette?
People, what?
Yeah.
Well, most people will call it a napkin, but Judy Pedersen will call it a serviette. She left her serviette on the Chesterfield. That's a guarantee.
That's good. Put that in the story. The Chesterfield was like this weird blend of brown and red and orange.
Of course.
Right? And the serviette. That's good.
From our viewers here in the Bermuda Triangle of the NHL. Says Winnipeg Sports Talk has built up a huge following here. And I'm glad that they have. You should, if you haven't, go read the article on The Athletic because Michael Remis from that show said, radio is dead. I'm definitely not going to go that far. But it's dying. Right?
Yeah.
But we're like Hannah Montana here. We got the best of both worlds. We're on television nationally and we're on streaming. From my cousin Christine. She says, in the rumpus room. We had a rumpus room. Did you have a rumpus room?
We didn't, but our friends did. I was jealous of the rumpus room.
I bet you Chris is just loving this talk about my mom, Judith Ann Pedersen, nee Nicholas. Wayne in BC says, as I've said before, I believe the interaction between the RP show and the viewers is the best thing about the show. And I agree. From Patrolman Pete, he says it's local sports talk. You don't need to be objective. It depends on who you're talking about or where you live. The general in Calgary says, I can't stand that Homer Pedersen. Well, that's a you problem.
How about that?
That's a you problem. I would like to get this show on the radio in Calgary. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I think they're airing Jim Rome in this time slot right now in Calgary, are they not? And he's probably talking about the NBA.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's not talking about the Chicago Blackhawks scandal.
Calgary, big NBA market.
Right. From director Jordan, he says, reminds me very much of my grandparents. They had a rumpus room. Guaranteed. My mom had her own language, by the way. It was a sandwich, a chimney. Did you sweep the chimney, Jim?
Okay.
Did you sweep the chimney? We need to find a realtor. You know what I mean? Just everything. Everything is happening. My phone's going off here about plans to go to Moose Jaw Friday night to watch the Warriors and the Medicine Hat Tigers. I can't wait. I even have my Warrior polo ready. I got my polo.
Yeah,
I got it. I got it ready.
Good.
It's funny.
Give them my best.
The Warriors?
Yes.
Your friends over there?
My friends, all of them.
Troy Comer in Toronto says, did your mom use the term wash your hands? She didn't, but our cousin Donna Beck did. Gary and Donna Beck, and a few of that Beck clan. But, yeah, they're another pocket, an arm of our extended family. Go wash your hands. From Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, you should air on 770 CHQR 10 to 12 and replace the awful Shane Gannam. Never heard of him. From Austin, Texas of the North, watching on YouTube, says, what makes it a Chesterfield? Please fill me in. Do I got to go to the big board?
I think so.
I was going to tell him to Google it, but I'll go to the big board. What should I say? What is a Chesterfield?
Yeah.
Why is a sofa called a Chesterfield? There aren't any official documents validating the story, but it is said that the style was originally commissioned by Lord Philip Stanhope, the 4th Earl of Chesterfield, for whom the sofa got its name. The end result of this commission was the forerunner of the Chesterfield sofa. I don't think there's any difference at all, okay? It's just what my mom called it.
He was the 4th Earl of Chesterfield. That's like what your lazy uncle would say. I am the 4th Earl of Chesterfield, and I'm never leaving this spot. His butt's imprinted in the couch, right?
Yeah. From Cine Girl, watching on YouTube, she says, you guys got nothing on Pittsburgh. I wish you could spend a couple of days here. Anytime you want to cover the Penguins game, you could use my living room. Could we use your Rumpus room? I almost came to Pittsburgh because my niece was going to play college there, but they folded up their hockey program. How about that? Ryan McCarthy, watching in Saratoga, New York, says, my second grade teacher used to say, wash your hands. And George Washington. I don't believe she lived anywhere near Saskatchewan. I think we're going to take a break and come back with Brendan Parker. James in Borden, Manitoba says, I love Winnipeg Sports Talk, but the RP show is still my favorite. Thank you, James. And can you put that up on the screen? Did you guys see that from James Henderson? The fact that that's coming from a guy with a bomber logo as his, what do you call that, avatar?
We've come a long way.
But we've come a long way. The people of Manitoba love us more than Winnipeg Sports Talk. Take a bow, Moose, and the entire crew. Are we eligible to take a break now? We're going to talk about the Calgary Flames. Have you been to one of their games?
I have.
That's what Beasley, that's their announcer. That's
right.
How he says it. We're going to talk with Brendan Parker about the hottest team in the NHL when we come back, the Calgary Flames. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? We have something really special. Holy.
It's pretty impressive.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds, feeling the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down, bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Oh, boy. Hi. Welcome back. The Moose has left the building. He'll be back probably for overtime. Just as we're coming out of the commercial, rolling the bumper, Clark tells me, Brendan just logged out. So is he back? Is he in? Is he? Hey. Well, we're going to talk about the Calgary Flames, of course. Tonight in the NHL, I wrote it down, 9 games, including the Calgary Flames at the Pittsburgh Penguins. And what is it, the 5th in a row the Flames are going after? I want to welcome Brendan Parker to the program from Calgary Flames TV. He formerly of Global Calgary. And Brendan, if I may, I hope you're thoroughly enjoying these times for the Calgary Flames right now for what it's been like in your time there. Man, they must be geeked up. Are you enjoying this as much as anybody?
Absolutely. How can you not? It's been fun. And it's interesting because, we all know how last year looked in the National Hockey League. And so this year, first opportunity to get down across the border in, 500 plus days, closer to 600 days. And I think everybody's enjoying it. I think everybody's loving seeing some different teams again, kind of getting a little bit back to normal, playing in full buildings again. And then when you start adding winning on top of that, yeah, how can you not enjoy it?
For sure. Calgary at Pittsburgh tonight. The Penguins have had their ups and downs. They got thumped by Tampa the other night. But I'm interested in what the Flames are saying, Brendan, as to why they're on this hot run. For instance, when's the last time they've been on a winning streak this long?
Well, last year they didn't have any win streak longer than 3 games. So this one already tops anything they had last year. And we were just looking at the stat from a road perspective alone. The Calgary Flames have not won or swept a road series or a road trip of 5 games or more since 2007. And it's only happened the one time. So back in December of 2007, that was the last time they put together a streak like this on the road. So a chance tonight to kind of join some exclusive company in franchise history with 5 straight wins. But yeah, last year, that was one of this team's problems, was stringing wins together, and it was never more than 3. So if you look through a 56-game schedule and you're only playing the same, Canadian teams the entire season, if you're not stringing together more than 3 wins, you're obviously, speaks to why you end up on the outside looking in for playoffs. But now you've kind of put that together early on this season. They've emphasized the starts. They've wanted to be a better team at the start of the year instead of chasing all season long. And I think, I don't know what you would constitute a start, but this is, 6 games in, probably constitutes a start. And now you're on the good side. You're not chasing anymore. So now you have to keep it rolling.
Well, I could talk to you about this all day because they went up to Edmonton and lost in the first game. Lost at home to Anaheim in the home opener. And then they haven't lost since. I just sensed that the heat was getting hot after that Ducks game, and then boom, you haven't lost since. Like, you've been covering this team a long time. You know the game, Brendan. What is going right for the Calgary Flames right now?
You know what it is to me that stands out the most, and we watched it last year in person, obviously, and in previous years. To me, it's the team that it's showing up ready to play, the entire group. And even in those couple of games at the start of the year, obviously, you lose in Edmonton, and that's gonna draw some ire for fans. But you lose against Anaheim as well. But there's good things in place, and you can say that early on in a year, and eventually that runs old. But I think what you're seeing now is they're kind of delivering on that. They come into games, they've had leads in every single game on this road trip. But more than that, they've just played well. They've come ready to play every single game so far this season. And yeah, in 2 of those, it didn't work out in the end. But for the most part, they've come and been exactly what you would expect from a Daryl Sutter-led team. And I think one of the things that he talked about right at the start of the year was honesty. Like, let's be an honest, hardworking team. And everybody will talk about identity, and that's kind of that buzzword. But what does it really mean? I think that's kind of actually what you're seeing starting to form here, is that this team's going to come in and they're going to work every single night. And if you're not going to work, you're not going to win. And so far on this road trip, no matter what the situation is, no matter if you give up 3 goals in the second period and lose a 3-goal lead to Washington, the work has never quit. And so if you're going to come in and put in honest work every single night, you're going to have a chance. And I think that's, to me, the biggest thing that's coming out of this win streak and this road trip is the fact that, they're going to be a handful for teams to handle this year. And physically, the work, the forecheck, there's some big boys on this team too. And I think right now that's one thing that's standing out is the work ethic and just the way that they're kind of going about it right now, the mindset.
Well, I've been thinking about it a lot and examining it a lot. I assume Daryl was trying to do this last year when he came in halfway through the season after Jeff Ward was fired. Did it take the summer and a reset? Because he did it in LA, right? Got dropped in there and won a Stanley Cup the same year. Didn't happen in Calgary. So, did something change over the summer and they were able to start fresh from day one at training camp? You know what I'm saying? Because it is Sutter hockey, but they weren't doing it last year when Daryl showed up.
You're absolutely right. And I think maybe we started to see a little bit of it at the tail end of last year, but the season was already gone by that point. It was almost like it didn't really matter, what results you have, because, I think at the end of the day, if you're going to miss the playoffs and you're already out of the playoffs, like if you go back and look at those, final few games against Vancouver, everyone will call it kind of garbage time at that point. It doesn't have as much meanings. But I do think that you were starting to see little elements of it. But the biggest thing for me, and we've heard it right from the start, even actually at the end of last year, Daryl talked about the conditioning. It was kind of coming in with that, with a starting point that was at the standard he needed to see. And it's tough to do that mid-season, especially in that condensed 56-game schedule. So now I think it is part of the offseason. You go away. Everybody was kind of delivered that same message that we need to come back. We need to be in great shape physically, mentally, and be ready to go. And right from day one of camp, I know this is kind of that Daryl Sutter MO. You're not going to skate in training camp. You're not going to get the Zamboni out. We're not going to be out there 90 minutes. We're going to get out there for work 40, 45 minutes in training camp. You know, practices these days are, 20 minutes or in that range. But when we're out there, we're working, we're skating. Everything is done with pace. They did that right from day one of training camp. And I think that's what you're starting to see where the biggest differences is right now. Everybody came in, they delivered what their offseason goals were, and now they're kind of seeing the fruits of the labor right now in the early part of the year. Now, we got to continue it. There's obviously things to build on, but I think they're playing more like a group. They're playing more like a team. If you watch them come out of their own zone, it's cohesive for the most part. So I think that's where we're starting to see the benefits for sure. And they're playing faster throughout the lineup.
Yeah, and they're kind of a team, if you're a Flames fan, I think that you can be proud of. And like you say, it just needs to continue. Cindy Girl is watching in Pittsburgh. She says, sorry, Brendan, I think your winning streak is going to end tonight when you meet the Penguins. That's from Cindy Girl in Pittsburgh. Ryan McCarthy is watching in Saratoga, New York. He says, Mangiapane is doing wonders on my fantasy hockey squad right now. I got to ask you, there will be no Sidney Crosby tonight for the Pittsburgh Penguins. What effect do you think that'll have on the game?
Yeah, it's a good question. It came up a couple times. He'd skated the last couple of days. We went and watched Mike Sullivan's press conference this morning, curious to see if he'd get in, and he's not. And sometimes, it's funny because you get a guy back, and obviously you'd think one of the best players in the world, Sidney Crosby, or the best in the eyes of many, that it is obviously be a huge plus to their team. But, you've also seen some of those times where sometimes all these guys who've had to, play a little above their roles and work a little harder, pull by the strings kind of thing. When they get a guy back, maybe they defer a little bit. So I was kind of curious to see what that affected. Obviously, we're not going to get that opportunity. Crosby's not going to play tonight. But, the list of guys that they have out right now is unbelievable. And Letang and Malkin and Rust and Crosby. Dumoulin. It's a laundry list of guys. And we actually we had a chance to talk to Brian Burke this morning, and he just said that it's been incredible just the way that everybody else, and I tried to ask him, who's maybe been the guy that stepped up, more so in those absences, or who are the few guys, and he said it's been everybody. It's every single person that, if you look at their scoring, they're getting it from everywhere. They're a hardworking team. And that's kind of what you're going to expect tonight. So yeah, obviously from a spectator standpoint, you kind of sometimes you just want to see Sidney Crosby play in person. That's selfishly, But as a Flames fan, I think you're probably happy he's going to miss one more at least, and maybe not debut until Saturday. But I don't know that it's going to change anything. This team's had success against good teams in the league without all of those guys. And Casey DeSmith starts tonight, so I think that's kind of what you're going to expect. This is going to be one of those games that's going to be a one on the boards, the battles, and if you can win more battles than you lose, you're probably going to have a pretty good chance to win tonight.
Brendan, are you a Calgary kid? I don't know if I ever asked you that or if I knew that.
Saskatoon.
Come on!
Saskatchewan boy.
How about
I'm
that?
sorry, yeah. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Mm-hmm.
By the way, I've been waiting long for this invite here, and now we're finally getting it going. I got to be in Pittsburgh to do it, eh?
Clark, come on. How about that? Hey, well, listen, we got to do it more. But Brendan, here's the reason I ask. I was in Edmonton, and I was listening to the Flames or the Oilers broadcast going into that Hockey Night in Canada Battle of Alberta, and they're all, Sutter's going to come in here and try and run us out of the rink, and he's going to play Sutter hockey, but we're going to beat him on the power play and burn him. And it was kind of what happened that night. I think it was a 5-2 final, right? And the Oilers had 2 power play goals. Are they right that this is basically goon hockey? Maybe that's a strong term, but I saw Lou Cheech in the first period getting in a dust-up in Detroit at the start of this road trip. Are they right? Is that the blueprint of this Calgary Flames team?
I mean, you could see how that might come up just based on some of the personnel, but not at all. I think I don't think they'll lose many fights this year if it gets into that point. But I don't think it's about the goon style. I think it's about the tone setting. I mean, they're going to get in on the forecheck. They're going to be hard, and every line has some guys like that. Your first line is Lindholm and Tkachuk and Johnny, but every element, they're never going to shy away from the fight. But it's not about over physicality. I think it's just about playing tough hockey in terms of the forecheck, grinding you down, making sure you finish checks, and yeah, sure, Edmonton's always going to have you're going to have that element of the quick transition back the other way, and you got to be careful of that. But I don't think it's about running guys out of the rink. It's just making sure that you're physical and you're strong when you need to be, and that's right from the start of games. That's what we've seen right now. And again, it's not about highlight reel hits or anything like that. We've seen a couple of fights from Lucic this year, but if you go down the lineup, they're all capable of it. But it's just about being strong when you have to be in front of the net. Nobody's going to be getting space for free in front of that net. And I think that's the one thing I will say about that Edmonton game. You saw at one point Jesse Puljujärvi get kind of, he ran into Jacob Markstrom, and it was a shorthanded situation for the Flames at that point. Not one, not two, not three, but all four guys on the ice went after him. And I think that's kind of the tone you're talking about, is that, when they need to be, they're going to be there. They're going to protect their players. And like I said, they're not going to lose any fights or many fights this year as a group. They're strong, they're tough, but it's about the physical play on the forecheck and making sure you're strong there.
Bingo. Well, I'm looking forward to the game tonight. Flames at Pittsburgh. I appreciate the time. I sure hope we can do it more, Brendan, and I'm glad that it's going so well for you. Been watching all the time. Thanks for this today, man.
Yeah, I appreciate the time, guys. Hope to catch up soon.
Brendan Parker from Calgary Flames TV. And be careful what you wish for, because I'd like to make him a regular. He's good. He's a good one. Overtime is next. We'll bring the Moose back in, and whatever you want to talk about. There's very little CFL talk today. We can do that now after this break if you want. More on the Blackhawks. Tonight's NHL games. Tonight's Thursday Night Football game. Whatever you want. It's the RP Show, and you're watching on the Game Plus television network, available all across Alberta on Telus Optic TV, YouTube, and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feel in the air. It's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama. I live for the emotion. No one can take me down. Bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Green. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Green Systems a call today.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
And the Moose is back, too. Looks like you're picking your berries there. Were you?
No, just pulling my shirt down. Didn't need to show you my tummy.
Tacona Pally writes in as we go into overtime here, brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC and the Seattle Kraken fan club. Tacona Pally in Winnipeg says, Rod, so jelly you live in Dub Central. Would love seeing Tigers and Blades or any Sask Dub teams. Oh, I got to say, it's pretty good. Pretty good. As I'm going to see those pesky Moose Jaw Warriors Friday night against the Medicine Hat Tigers, and I can't wait. Saturday night, got the call of the Pats and the Broncos. God's team. Like I said, it's pretty good. As my guy Brian Dodge in South Florida says, you got so much hockey up there. You're so lucky. I didn't even realize it till I left for a while. My cousin Christina Medicine Hat says, I wonder if Aunt Judy said Toronto the same way you do. I don't know, but my dad did. I used to say Toronto all the time until I actually talked to Toronto people. They're like, what's wrong with you? It's Toronto. So everybody from there calls it that. Toronto. From Jack Fulton in Calgary. He says, I'm cheering for a great guy that's been jacked around. Let's go, Nick Arbuckle. Nick is one of the great character guys in the game today. Faith, family, football. Sometimes CFL sucks. I appreciate you, Jack, pointing that out, by the way. Because most fans, and certainly people in the league, would say, what do you mean he's been jacked around? He's got a job. And sometimes there's more to life. Sometimes it's the way that you're treated. Guess what, fellas? The boys are buzzing because hockey's back. Want to know what else is buzzing? The Lawnmower 4.0 from our friends at Manscaped. They are the global leaders in male grooming, trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Don't get chirped this year for having a Jumbo Joe-sized bush. Join the Manscaped movement for all your hairiest grooming needs and get 20% off and pre-shipping with the promo code RPShow at manscaped.com. I use it. He uses it. I think they use it. I don't know. I'm taking their word for it.
How about that?
Manscaped.com. Use the promo code RP20. And again, it's 20% off and free shipping. Don't be farting around with clunky razors and extension cords and things that aren't made for that area. The Manscaped 4.0 lawnmower it's got a headlight on it, for the love of God. An actual headlight. Order it today, manscaped.com. You're welcome. There's another very exciting thing we got going on. Another very exciting thing. It's with BetRegal.net. It's the Build Your Bank event. And you guys Darren, you got to tell folks about this with Bet Regal.
We are giving away 2 tickets to the Grey Cup in Hamilton.
Ta-da!
So we have an opportunity for you guys to go to the Grey Cup in Hamilton. 2 tickets available, plus other merchandise that we're going to have available for people who finish near the top. You need to sign up with the link we've provided. It's the Bet Regal free play sportsbook, but we've got the link. Click on it here. It's posted. So Clark's going to post it here. We'll have it linked to the clip and everything else. You have to use the link. The link will be up at rodpeterson.com as well. Enter, play around. Starting Monday, when you play at betregal.net for free, you'll build your bankroll, and the winner will go to the Grey Cup. How cool is that?
Well, so explain it again. It doesn't just have to be CFL. It can be any sports, whatever you can bet on at betregal.net.
At betregal.net, after you click this link and sign up, whoever builds their bankroll the biggest, playing for free, will win 2 tickets to the Grey Cup.
You get 1,000 Bet Regal points per month. So if you sign up now at betregal.net and get your account with your email address and proof of age, it's house money. So you can learn to practice for the rest of October, and then come Monday, the Build Your Bank Challenge starts at betregal.net. So, again, I've got 4 or 5 days, Moose, to get a little better at betting because I suck at it. But again, the winner of the Build Your Bank Challenge wins 2 tickets to the Grey Cup at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. Anything else they need to know about that? I think that's it. Got it.
Yeah, and we'll be giving you more information throughout the rest of this week. And once we get started next week, you can sign up. Keep signing up. So have some fun with it.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. Darren's mom has written in.
You're not sure how you feel about it?
Can you put it on the screen? Darren, I think you need to get your dad manscaped for his birthday.
My dad hasn't shaved anything in my lifetime.
How do we know?
His face, his eyebrows, his ears. If he's using Manscaped and that's the only thing he's shaving, I'll hit the floor. I mean,
how about that?
Paula, your son is as red as a tomato. Speaking of mums, that would be another term of my mom's, a tomato.
Are these credits coming yet?
His hair is flustered.
Oh, it is. Look at that. How about that?
Darren, tell your dad to shave his junk.
The gateway drug would be to shave his face first.
Right. Well, I use it on my back. It's just fantastic.
Tomorrow,
Troy Westwood and the voice of the Red Blacks, AJ Jakubic, in a Football Friday. See ya at noon Eastern. I don't know. This is not an online therapy session whatsoever.
Spicy.